couple of videos back, I went along Giddens Road and I saw it turn off onto Tattersalls track that I mentioned. So I wanted to go up Tattersalls track. And again, I've spoken, well, via YouTube to Jeff Taswelder, and he said Tattersalls track's an interesting climb and pretty rough and steep at the ends. But anyway, I tried it out. And the track starts off here near Beaconsfield. So there's a Beaconsfield that the road goes on to Greens Beach, and you join Tattersalls track here. It starts off going through some farming country, and then there's a left-hand turn. It gets into some bush. And along this section here, there are some, that's a pretty easy ride, but there are a few bog holes here and there. And as I was going through, I saw some people in 3 or 4-wheel drives. One of them was up to the doors, bottom of the doors in a big bog hole that they had to winch it out. So yeah, they were having a bit of fun. They're along here somewhere. So the track starts getting into a little bit of a hilly country near the end, and then it really starts to climb. So from around about this point here, it starts climbing up this long ridge. Now there are a lot of washouts, quite deep ruts, rocky sections. It was pretty challenging for me. One of the toughest tracks that I've been on that I can remember. I may have been on tougher sections, but not as long as that. It took me a while to get up there, but no spills. I only stalled the thing once, managed to get through. Jeff recommended just take your time and pick the line. So I took my time and picked the line, and thanks, Jeff. It worked out well. So at the top of the track, it climbs up, and this is Giddens Road, which runs back here to the fire tower in this direction. So yeah, it was a fun ride up Tattersalls Road. I'd call it more of a track at the top than a road, but yeah, it was good fun. Just thought I'd show you the gradient of this this track. So all the way along, it's 60, 70 metres. It was fairly flat all the way until this last corner round about here, and 100 metres there, climbing up to about 265 metres here. At the very end, 480 metres. And the gradients were like 16%, 20%, 23%. So yeah, up to about 20 something percent gradients, 30% gradient here for a while. So yeah, there were a few steep bits, and it felt like it for me. This first section was pretty straightforward, apart from a few big bog holes like this one here, quite deep by the look of them. I tried to get out of them. came across 3 4-wheel drives, and they were stopped on the track, and one of the 4-wheel drives was in the middle of this bog hole, stuck. So the other, I was setting up to haul him out with winches when I arrived. Funny thing was, they had a dog that jumped out of one of the vehicles, and he was rolling around in these deep puddles covered in mud, so he was filthy. From this point on, I'm not going to clip anything out, so you'll see the whole track from here all the way up to Keerson's Road. It was around about this point here that the track really started to get very rutted and a bit rocky, and climbing up towards Keerson's Road. So yeah, from here on the ride got a bit more difficult. Seriously, what's down here? Attacked by a branch, I can't see thin. Right. Oh boy. It's a bit tricky here. Not really on the right. Not really right. Oh. go quite as planned. Had a good line picked out, but I bounced off of it. Oh boy. Not good for the clutch doing this. Well, that was Tattersalls track, and on a scale of 1 to 10, for me that was like an 11 or a 12. It's very rocky, very washed out, and I managed to stay on, which a bit amazing. But anyway, I'm up at Kerrison's Road, and in comparison, Kerrison's Road's a super highway compared to Tattersalls, so here's Kerrison's, and that way's the fire tower, which I was up a week or two ago. Oh, I'm going to a rest.